Okay.
I live
Lord.
on. Sparta.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Third. How's everybody doing?
Hanging in. Hanging out.
Hanging out.
Are you guys enjoying today's drama of what's going on with Robinhood? I'm losing my mind. It's so
I'm enjoying it. It is. I am
Robin
enjoying
Hood?
it.
What's going on with Robinhood?
So
GameStop stuff.
Yeah. So Robinhood is an app that gives you, it's basically like Fidelity. It's a trading app for stocks.
Oh, I have it. I have it. What's going on? I have it out. I have the app.
You don't know what's going on? Okay.
Okay, it will blow up your phone.
It will.
No.
It's this
You
is
will
like
die in
this
7 days.
right now. What's going on is like the Real Housewives of Wall Street. Like this is going berserk. So a lot of people wanted to stick it to hedge funds, but a lot of the public, like the general people, like you and I, wanted to stick it to hedge funds. As you know, GameStop is likely might not survive the
Well, they're
following
supposed to go
few
out of
years.
business. Supposed
Correct.
I mean, even post-corona, because the new model
That
of
is
games
correct,
can go
yeah.
straight to digital.
That
Yeah.
exact app. So Robinhood was meant more so to target younger demographics to make stock trading so much easier to buy and sell stocks so easily. So the situation happened with GameStop, and as you know, I'm a Reddit freak. I love reading Reddit.
I'm still confused. What happened with GameStop? Is it GameStop like in Robinhood? Their stock or like what's?
It's the stock thing. So basically, a guy did the short thing with GameStop stock where he promises to buy it for a certain price in the future. Anyways, it's every time I try to explain, I mess up. Let's just talk about the end, which makes more sense. What happened is, it's people betting against a company. They're saying your stock is going to crash, and the billionaires did this with GameStop because there's the digital, like PlayStation released a pure digital version for cheaper that's selling a bunch.
Okay.
And video game companies are trying to get you to go digital anyway, so you can take your games anywhere. Anyway, so it would possibly hurt GameStop. So a bunch of billionaires said that's going to happen, put their money into that's going to happen. But a bunch of Redditors found out that they were doing that and said, let's go buy the stock to shoot its price up before that date. And now it's possibly going to cost, last I saw, like in the billions of dollars to these guys.
So to get an idea of how drastic everything was done, a share was going for about $15. So this was around the time that everyone was suspecting that, GameStop was going to go bankrupt. So Wall Street Bets, the subreddit on Reddit, basically all teamed up and said, let's put all our money into this stock.
Okay.
And they bought a massive amount of shares. I think it's been 2 weeks, maybe a little less.
Yeah.
The shares officially went yesterday, nearly $400 per share. So it was 2 weeks ago, it was $15. And now a share was going $400. However, the drama started today when Robinhood and other companies, I think Fidelity was temporary and E-Trade was temporary, seized the option to buy not only GameStop shares, so you couldn't buy them, you could only sell them. They didn't give you an option to buy more, so you can, continue increasing the profit and increasing the value of that share. But they also pulled AMC, Nokia, remember those old phones we all had, and BlackBerry stocks. So they were like, we're going to do this with these companies that are likely going to go out of business very soon. Well, Robinhood was like, you guys are making too much money. Sorry, we're going to pull this.
You guys,
the regular schmoes were starting to one up on the big guys.
Okay.
So Robinhood and another trader that a lot of people were using said, we're not going to sell these stocks anymore, even though we could, because you're upsetting the status quo of the current billionaires.
Wow.
Not because, fuck free market values.
Right.
It's like
Robinhood and Acorns. So Acorns is another one that's out there, doing the same type of thing.
So basically, the people that were losing millions were the people betting against GameStop, meaning the likelihood of it not surviving. They would make money if GameStop did not survive.
Right.
So they're losing millions because these shares are going there. However, when Robinhood pulled and E-Trade and a few others, the stock started plummeting. So it was remember, it was 400 yesterday. It dropped down to 165 a share because nobody could buy more shares.
Wow.
Everything was blocked off. So there is officially a revolt. Us, the general public,
Right.
are like, this is absolutely unfair. Robinhood is doing this because they are funded by big hedge funds.
I was gonna say that's fucked up. That's totally fucked up. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because Robinhood, guys.
Robinhood, yeah. Well, it's yeah. That's I was talking to a friend about it, and that's exactly what I said. It's ironic. It's like they're called Robinhood, and now they're robbing from the poor to keep the rich where they're at. And every time someone calls me a damn cynic for saying that's how the world is, I'm like, just watch the news every now and then. This shit shows its face every now and then. Is that like, sorry, your masters want to stay there?
But the craziest thing though is, okay, so everyone says that. Do you guys remember that dog meme? That corgi looking dog that had eyes that just looked like it was just like. Anyway.
What was that again? What was that?
Like this judgy like eye.
The judgy one, not the okay.
So there's cryptocurrency based off that meme called Dog, or I don't think it's Dog. I think it's Dog.
Doge.
So it's
Dogecoin.
Doge. There you go.
Yeah, the Shiba Inu. Okay, now I know which one you're talking about.
So these are literally penny stocks. This is, I mean, not stocks, crypto. Like it was currency at 1 penny. Everyone said, let's revolt since it's one of the few stocks that we can actually buy on Robinhood, and we're gonna put all our money into this. So officially, even Elon Musk joined in on the fun. So as of right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I did the same thing. So it's really interesting. I put in I'm like, it's $100. If I lose it, it's totally okay, and it's worth it over a meme. So whatever. So this penny cryptocurrency is officially now valued at 5 cents as of tonight because everyone's putting all their money into it.
Wow.
People, let's say a person put $1,000 worth of that penny. If it reaches to a value of $1, imagine how much money that person's going to have.
Wow.
Just $1.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the drama for today.
Robinhood, I'm so disappointed in them. Like, that's horrible. That's horrible.
But it's also like, without that part, the rest of it is making the George Carlin fan of me go, yay. System go crushy. Smart normal people so outsmart them again, make harder.
It's kind of
because
crazy.
I'm one of the cavemen. I'm not smart enough to do
yes,
this.
to the moon. Yeah, I've been reading that everywhere. It's driving me nuts. And on TikTok. So the one thing that's crazy though is it's really murky in reference to legal technicality. Like, could the founders of Wall Street Bets get in trouble for telling everyone to bet? So it's murky. Like, it's legal but not illegal. I mean, legal but not.
Who are they
legal.
again? Who are these guys again? Tasty Dick 69 and Cozy Bear Teddies. We don't know who these guys are. They're anonymous accounts. Really. You don't have to give your email, I think, to Reddit. Last time I tried, you didn't have to give an email. If you have to now, that's messed up, Reddit.
For you to post, you need to have an email attached to it. It's for you to post.
Well,
you can browse anonymously, but you do. But you know what? It reminded me of Jordan Belfort, Wolf on Wall Street, dude. In an inspirational speech. Do you remember when he was inspiring everyone in the corporate office?
Yeah.
This is what all the that's all that subreddit right now. All the posts are just saying, hold on, we're going to get this through together. They're going to war. Hold your horses, we're gonna do this, we're going to revolt, we're going to fight. And I'm like, holy crap, this is like Wolf on Wall Street, but publicly online.
It's great. It's great because social media and the internet has allowed the common man to interact and communicate as fast as their leaders used to, and their leaders like, oh crap, this could change the power structure, and good riddance.
I mean, I think it's just what it is. I think it's just what it is. I so stand with all the Redditors and subreddit folks. I stand with them. Like, I wish I had known. I guess I'd have bought something too. But
seriously, bought something and then took it out.
Sergio says it's pretty badass. I agree. I mean, because I think this is where the change in the world actually happens, right here in all these things that they created for one thing, but there's no stopping millennials. There's no stopping Gen Zers. In another 10 years, these are the grown folks. These are the people who are going to be taking care of some of us. And yeah, we want smart folks. We want folks willing to innovate, willing to do it different. I think what's powerful about it is that they've understood the system and flipped it. And that's the shit. That's
what we want, though. You know what I mean? We want change.
The problem is they're pulling the rug under them. Like corporate Wall Street is pulling the rug under them.
I have tears. I have so many tears.
The good part about that is it exposes it.
I was going to say, but at the end of the day, like, power doesn't concede without a fight. Like, we still have to see how it's going to unfold. The great Frederick Douglass said that power is not going to concede unless and so they're going to fight. But I think ultimately, it may, however it sounds to everyone, good will prevail. I really believe that. I'm with the Redditors. Hold on, like, just hold on, because I feel like they don't have good intentions, and good intentions just never. It won't go where they think it's going to go. Like, I think it's just going to turn out another way. Like, I really do.
I do have to laugh because the phrase
a good way.
Oh. Yeah, Ed has a good statement there.
Mm-hmm.
This is revenge for what they did to Black Wall Street. Never forget.
Never forget. A lot of those guys are dead, though.
But
but this is like, bruh, Braveheart.
Well, right, but let me go back to this. Something that Dan just said. It's not about whether physical people are dead. All of that stuff is anybody. Like, but that's an energy and it's a spirit. And what we're trying to do is kill that spirit, kill an energy that thinks that it can take advantage of
predatory capitalism.
Right. So it's not.
I do like the, but I do like the phrase.
And the last survivor of Black Wall Street just died last year. Like, I mean, I got to meet the survivors about 14. I got to meet some a few years ago. Like, it was 2007, a while ago. But and the last survivor of Black Wall Street just died last year. And I mean, in terms of someone who was an adult, I'm sure that children and different ones who were really, really small. But as far as people who were adult and who had to live through that, I'm curious as to whether any of those who perpetrated those crimes to a great level, like any of those policemen. But again, it's an energy. It's a spirit that we're trying to kill, and that's why, or trying to destroy, dismantle. All the good words we'll say dismantle. So that's why I love it. I feel as though. I just feel like these folks, these wolves are not, their intentions are bad. And now that they've been exposed, we don't know how it's going to turn out, but nothing will ever be the same from this forward.
Do you guys
with American memory, I don't know.
This year has been so historical. It's honestly one for the books.
Wait, well, I'm glad, because I didn't think there was any year where they said, do we need to write this down? No, fuck it. This year sucked.
I mean, but you know what? It's not bad. It's like 2020 was horrible. And I know people say the beginning of 2021 has been absolutely horrid, but honestly, people are standing up for a change. People are allowing to say, I have a voice. I'm going to do something about it. And we saw that with the polls. And we saw all the idiots that stormed the Capitol get in trouble because they didn't realize their voice could also be stupid. But
they're gonna actually shoot us? Oh shit, we better go.
I'm personally liking 2021. Please don't go back. But I feel like, this stuff needed to happen, because if it didn't, then it would just continue going on. But there are predictions that the market will crash and it's going to be 2008 all over again. So,
and that's when I will buy a new house.
Yes, you could buy 2 houses.
No stock, good credit. But speaking of that, there are businesses out there.
Hold on one second. Ed Namrock has a comment. Is that for real?
And now the head of the Proud Boys turned out to be an FBI informant. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's the type of comedy that we need in this time. Like, wow, that's a good writer.
Surprised.
I don't
he's
think
not
any
even
writer has ever
white.
thought of doing that.
Is he?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Is he technically white? He looks like he's mixed. Like
Wait, did you say technically white?
I'm going back to the whole official government document where you're like, if you're mixed, you're either white or you're one, and you're like, what am I? I'm other. If you get the other option.
Sergio says he's technically white, and Ed Ramrock says he's Cuban. Fight.
Probably mixed.
Cuban, they identify as white. Even if there's a Hispanic Latin option available on the box, they always identify as white. To them, that's how it is. But okay, that explains it. See?
You don't want to pretend to be a tourist on your own island.
Okay, so, all right, so I hate this. Like, so he's cooperating with them and he's helping to convict people.
He was in 2013. So it's a while back ago. He's denying it now, but the FBI could not verify any information if he was cooperating.
Oh, they're not trying to collapse their own house. They're not gonna. We'll see what they tell us.
I do love what Reddit also did to the Proud Boys, though.
What they do?
So like our gay and our suddenly gay and all that kind of stuff would show, and like some celebrities like Neil Patrick Harris and his husband were presenting, yes, we're some Proud Boys also, proud of our marriage. And so it was a bunch of gay guys knowing that we're going to use these guys' homophobia against them, and we're going to make the name synonymous with us enough on the internet so when you Google it, you find pictures of gay couples. These are some Proud Boys.
Interesting.
Reddit did that as well. It was Ave Maria.
Reddit is doing some powerful stuff. I just learned that they did something to kind of help with the elections. They did because of the way that they they do, because that you vote on Reddit, they kind of simulated election, but the end of the pot of gold was getting people to go register to vote. Like they did this kind of I have to do a little more research on it, but they did a simulation so that people could see the difference in what it means to vote, country, whatever. But what it resulted in was that 300,000 they sent 300,000 people to voter registration sites. Like they upped their efforts. This thing that they did, I have to do a little more research on it, but it's just when I read about it, I was like, this is very powerful. Like I'm gonna have to kind of like I was kind of thinking Reddit when it first came out, but it was when it first came around, I was like, what? I didn't understand it, and only like when I started working with you guys and all this, and ask Reddit, I was like, okay. But I remember when Reddit first appeared, I was like, okay, well, what is it? Like,
why do I want to ask?
Like, what are you doing here? Like, and it didn't make any sense. But now, 10 years later or whatever, however long they've been around, I was like, okay, well, I guess, okay.
When the bullies were too strong, the nerds make law. And when law didn't go far enough, they made the internet.
Oh, okay. Here's something interesting that they've been talking about now also for nearly almost 2 weeks is Periscope is getting shut down.
I'm not shocked. Who uses it? The only guy
that
we
do, damn it.
Yeah, we do. Watch us on Periscope.
Do we have any viewers on there?
I do. And I didn't know.
Hey, don't short Periscope. They'll bet against you.
which would be great. I didn't know Periscope was still around until you told us that we were on there. Like I thought that they had, because it's not on this phone, but maybe a couple of.
Yeah, Twitter owns it.
Maybe if they weren't under the water spying on everyone through a small eyeglass,
that's right,
you would know about them. Just have some exposure to the outside world. Don't stand in the sea for so long.
So I guess they're moving that up to Twitter. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I read it incorrectly. But it sounds like the functions that Periscope had, maybe not all of them, but some of them will be working on Twitter.
When you said before that Twitter owned Periscope, the first thing I thought was, well, all they really need to do is if Twitter owns Periscope, then they just need to make it possible to go live from Twitter. Like to me, there's nothing else. Like if you had asked me, I could have told you that whenever you told me that we were on Periscope and Periscope was on, well, the only thing that they would be great for is that. And I think that would add a great functionality to Twitter.
Yes. That'd make it way more popular too. I mean, Twitter's already popular.
I honestly don't know anyone that has Periscope. The only person I know is Grant Cardone, who is just a sleazy sales guy. Like
There's
an
some famous
MLM
comedians on there. I
scheme
was
type.
pretty shocked. There's some famous comedians. Joey Diaz has like, I don't know, was it 250 or 300,000? There's some people on there.
This is like old school though.
Oh,
Well, thanks for having us, Periscope. It's been
Thank you.
All her
this
fault.
show is goddamn banned. It's over anyway, Jerry. Just get the shit out of your desk and let's leave this building.
That's okay. It'll prompt up LinkedIn more, and we'll have Twitter pulling some more weight there.
I still don't get. Okay, so LinkedIn is basically like Facebook, but for like working individuals, right? Where you have your resume posted. Like, I'm still trying.
It started out that way. You're correct. That's what it was originally. It was originally just for professionals, working people to connect. But I think they're evolving it, like all businesses. They want the money.
LinkedIn has really. It's so funny. I remember in 2000, like the year I got on Facebook. I got on Facebook in 2007, and I remember a bunch of us in my circle of friends, because we'd all worked in the industry, worked in different things. So we were very much kind of always the group of early adopters, and we were all discussing what we liked better, LinkedIn or Facebook. And my money was on Facebook at that time because I was just kind of like, it's a more interesting, less complicated platform. Like everybody was coming out of MySpace. And the main reason that I was in love with Facebook is because it was just clean. Like there wasn't confusion that everybody's profile looked the same. LinkedIn, came along, blue and white, but it was still like the functionality of it wasn't as clear as Facebook. And the functionality of it, to be honest with you, still isn't, I feel like could be clearer. But what they did do was very much establish themselves, like you're saying, Stacey, is a place for corporate and business. And if you're looking for a job, and if you're trying to present the most professional, presentation of yourself, then that's where you go. So I think it at a point it ceased to be an either or, because it's what are you trying to do? And a comic that I'm cool with. I mean, I think she's finally getting in more places now. But when I was like, okay, well, so-and-so, I want to tell you about more stuff. And she's like, well, I'm on LinkedIn. I was like, you're on what? And you're trying to do comedy? Like, girl, I was like, where's your Instagram? I don't have one. And then she was like, okay, well, I was like, well, girl, I don't even go on my LinkedIn. And I have all kind of, people who are trying to connect. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, eventually she's finally gotten on to Instagram and all that good stuff. But I was like, you're doing what? You're where? No way.
In my experience, in my experience, LinkedIn is where people post a bunch of articles that they don't really give a fuck about to impress people they don't fucking know.
That's possible. That's possible.
And I'm about to cancel my goddamn account because of that.
I keep reading and watching videos of people using LinkedIn as another social media method of slipping into your DMs. Men have the audacity of using
who wants to slip into your dirty mittens?
Dirty mittens.
It's not a nice way to
talk about little baby kittens, all right? Who stole your mittens?
No, I hope or not. That's horrible.
No, but LinkedIn, it's supposed to be something that's just for working professionals. That's technically what it's supposed to be.
And I think, or people who, just like you said, Seven, who have professional things that they're seeking after. Because you can be unemployed and still get on there.
Oh yeah. Be an owner of a business or an out of work actor. I mean, there's people who've hit us up to get on the podcast from LinkedIn.
Well, interesting enough,
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on, because here's the thing. Like, but there are a lot of good companies on there, a lot of like entertainment companies, reality companies that are doing things. So you just have to really know how to navigate it, because even on this app that I'm on, Clubhouse, the VO artists on there are talking about, like, if you're trying to get certain types of VO work, go to LinkedIn and look up these companies, look up, there are companies and you look up creative directors and artistic directors, and you will find people that you can start submitting your reel to. So I think, again, the issue I have with LinkedIn is I feel like it is not as self-user friendly as everything else. I think it is a very profound place to go, but to me, it's not like when you step onto that landscape, you're like, what do I do? Like, you got to really like talk like, hey, come here. Can you tell me what to do? Whereas if you step on the landscape of Facebook or everything else, it's just really clear. Like, even with little knowledge, you can go far on Facebook or Instagram. With little knowledge, you're like dead in the water on LinkedIn.
Wait a second, Lauren. You met Stefan on LinkedIn? Did this man casting couch you?
No. Met him on MySpace.
On MySpace, I was looking. I'll give you the really quick scoop because we have a guest coming up soon. We were out of a bass player. Our bass player left the band, and I went on to MySpace because at that point in time it was a really hot place to find, other musicians, and that's, I was looking for a bass player, and I sent a lot of people messages, and she could even tell you my message was not, hey baby, you hot, what's up? It wasn't like that. It was like, oh, you play bass, I'd love you to try out for the band. It was not flirtatious.
Oh, yeah. Casting couch.
Yeah, no. And it was just straightforward. And then, over time that didn't work out. And then, I thought she was cute and I asked her out on a date. It was nothing crazy.
Laura, was there a couch involved?
No, there was no. There's nothing crazy going on. I think the funniest thing though is because I was into metal and horror movies and stuff, and she saw my shirt. And we're going to sit down, and she's like asking me like, "Are you one of the bad people? Are you like a weirdo?" Yeah, we're about to sit down, and she's saying that, and I look at her and I'm like, "No, are you?"
That is funny.
Oh man, and that's when I had long hair. My hair was way past my shoulder blades.
You had long hair?
Oh yeah.
I need to see pictures.
So long. Oh, yeah. No, not like that, Dan. If I had hair going that way,
like when I forget my mask.
Oh, what?
No, just not gonna work. I'm not one of those guys that goes in.
This worked just fine. I got a doctor friend I know that tells me that this is good enough, and then the CDC can go fuck themselves. Yep.
Dan, be honest. Does that
was a whole lot. What just happened?
Yeah, yep. The places where they end their sentences. Yep. Don't go there. There's gators in their backyards.
Gators?
What's
yeah,
up
right.
there? I'm sorry. I had to leave for a little bit.
Where did you meet your wife on MySpace, Dan? Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
No, I met my wife because I was single and I had given up looking for women because I thought there was no hope in it at all. And then my friend said, "Hey, you're going to the beach with us today." And I go, "Why do you say I'm going?" He goes, "Oh, you're going." And then they hooked us up, and it was supposed to be just like a fun thing, and then we ended up actually liking each other. So
hey, that helps.
Yeah.
It helps.
Because we were both like, we had a relationship, and then I don't know. I think it was a whole year single. I don't remember. It's a sad time. I call it the dark ages. And yeah, but what's funny is I meet someone like 2 weeks after I go, fuck this, I'm not looking anymore, and it's like, oh, that's right, they can smell it on you.
Right, that's how that always goes.
Fuck.
Desperation.
They can smell like you're trying. They're more into oh, he doesn't need me.
Oh, he's thirsty.
Him or into that alley. But
what? You're right. Actually, I think I've realized that when I'm not really actively looking to date or anything like that, I have a bunch of messages and texts from men just being like, "Can we go out?" I really hope he's not watching, but I already have Valentine's Day plans, and I wasn't even thinking that far ahead. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting it. I thought, I'm like, can I date? It's a pandemic. Is it socially acceptable to date right now, or should I just not shave for the next month again? TMI. Okay.
Well, let's bring up our guest.
All right, and so I want to introduce Thania Dunda. So I'm very excited. First of all, this is a comic that is a fellow Pretty Funny Women alum. She is amazing. Thania Thinya Dunda is a stand-up comedian, actress, writer, and producer born in Kenya. Yes, Thinya from Kenya. Or Thinya from Kenya. To keep it simple, she spent the first half of her life in Vancouver, British Columbia, and at the age of 11, her family moved to Charleston, South Carolina. And that's when she realized she was Black, y'all. An actress based out of Los Angeles. You may have seen her on Shameless or loosely Exactly Nicole. All right, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
I want to say it right.
How are you doing tonight?
We can't hear
We
you.
can't hear you.
Are you on mute?
Oh no, the
she's not.
hush
It doesn't
from
say she's
Buffy
on
the
mute.
Vampire Slayer got to her.
No.
No.
Let's see. Do you see? Yes.
Oh wait, it happened.
It happened.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I plugged in a mic, but apparently I don't know how to work anything. So I just unplugged it. I was like, that's not going to work out. So
It's okay. It's in the time of COVID. We can't do our normal thing and send over one of our guys to help set you up.
Yeah,
It's COVID. It's not budget or nothing.
That would have like really helped. I learned just how technologically unadvanced I was. Just every time I get on the internet, every time it's just like, huh? I do this every day. Every day I get on the internet and somehow I fuck it up. Oh no.
Welcome to the therapy of the absurd. And so here, because we are therapy, we will fix your internet affliction. We will somehow, before this therapy session is over, we will figure out how to fix it.
So it's everything I need.
Some like amazing stuff going on. I want to jump into eventually like your bench comedy, Mike, but like what makes a born in Kenya, raised in Canada, and then to South Carolina, where did acting and comedy come into the mix?
Oh man, I mean, I think it started out with like my parents just my name, like why? Why did you do that? I moved when I was like 3 years old to from Kenya to Vancouver, Canada. Comedy kind of, I was always the new kid, so I think it sort of just came with like having to constantly introduce myself and like make friends and meet people. It was like a way that I could just like ease into people, you know, like where people aren't just like, what's going on? Who you know? Yeah. So I think like that's kind of like where like it was born in me, but like where it like manifested naturally was probably about 4 years ago when I actually started doing stand-up. Yeah.
Now, were you doing comedy? I mean, were you acting before comedy or acting after comedy? After you started doing
I started acting first.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I grew up in Vancouver, which is like a huge just television hub and film hub. And I was like always obsessed with it. But my parents were just like, we're African, bitch. You got to be a doctor or an engineer or, you know what I mean? Like they were just like, that's cute. But that's not a living. So I always like dabbled in it. And when I went to college, I dabbled some more. And then I was like, gonna go to medical school and I just like had a breakdown and I was like, I can't do this. I gotta like go act, I think. So then I was like, all right, let's try this thing and disappoint my parents. Because you know, like poverty is a dream, you know, like America is full of dreams and being poor is certainly one of them. And I just auditioned for stuff. I got like really interesting opportunities. And then I sort of like hit a rut about 4 years ago, as like, I guess a lot of people do. And I was kind of just like trying to figure out my voice and like what I wanted to say. And I was like very just like dissatisfied with all of the auditions I went on. And I had a really good friend who
let me ask you something. Dissatisfied with the role and the audition you were getting or how you were doing when you were auditioning?
dissatisfied with the roles that I was getting,
Okay.
or the roles that I was reading for. They were all very, I mean, here's the thing: these people exist. They are validated. You know what I mean? And it's so it's not like I want to shit on that. It just didn't feel like there was a part that was missing. Like that didn't feel like authentic to me. And I didn't know where that was coming from. And I had a friend who was doing stand-up, but I'd never even considered that was a job, like that you could just talk to people for a living. I was like, wait, what? So when she was doing it, she would always call me to talk about jokes. And then it became this thing where I would write with her and she would pitch her jokes to me. And then I would, rework them with her. And we would sort of bounce ideas back and forth. And she would perform them. And there was this great pleasure out of that. I was like, oh my God, I'd always go to her shows. And then she all of a sudden quit in 2016. And I just felt this weird emptiness. And I was like, it didn't make sense to me. And then a friend was like, hey, want to go to this mic with me? And I went, and that was it. I was like, oh my God, I got to do this forever.
The comedy bug bit you.
Yeah. Just the power plus the vulnerability and, and the conversation that you can have with people without, just by gauging their body language, you can really understand people. And it was just everything that I was searching for, and I had no idea. So yeah, that was long. Sorry.
No, that was perfect. Dan, I had another question. So Dan,
I was trying to have someone read my body language.
I wasn't.
I have no idea what I'm saying. By the way, whenever I do that face, this audience has seen it before, but whenever I do that, I have no idea what I'm trying to do. I think this looks funny.
It's just
because it definitely doesn't not at this point in existence. So anyway, I
love it.
Would you you are very one thing that you've highlighted is this kind of space of being very influenced or being very interested. Would you say that there were any other outside influences? What your collaboration with your friend is amazing. I just recently got into, I don't even know if I want to call it, well, I do want to call it collaboration. I've been kind of nervous about that. I've always thought, well, if someone else is writing the jokes, then am I really the comedian if someone else is writing the jokes? And interestingly enough, Kim Clevenger, who is a friend to the broadcast and a friend to everybody here, one night we were on a mic, she said she basically gave me this joke because I guess it was a joke that she wouldn't tell, but she felt like I would tell it. And it has served me so well, but I always feel but is that my joke or is that Kim's joke? But she always said you can have it for free. And then recently I got a comedy buddy. Judy Carter says we should have a comedy buddy. So I have a comedy buddy. And we meet once a week, and she made this suggestion to go along with this bit that I work on, I'm So Single. And she gave me I have the, it's like your mama, we elevate, I'm so single, da 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 da. So she gave me a da 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 da. And then the other day, Flappers is they're trying to do big things. So they were like, well, hey, we'd like to put up a clip of you. We're going to send you a clip. Tell us what you think. And they sent a clip of me doing the joke, the bit that she gave within the bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I felt am I really the comedian? I felt I know I'm the comedian, but it just, but even when I of course was excited to tell my comedy buddy, this is what happened. The first thing she said was, did they use our joke? And I was like, well, yes, they used our joke. Yes, they did. So that to me, to hear you talk about, that was kind of how you segued in, that you had been doing this thing with her. And so let's go back. How did it feel? I guess if you're watching her and you're seeing her do the material that, you worked with her on, how did that feel?
It felt amazing.
Okay.
It just I think obviously I think there are some jokes that are just so innate in you, and when you write them, there's only your voice in there, you know what I mean? It's not, it wasn't technically inspired by any, and like that's so loose, right? Because it's like, what does that mean? Because we're always like inspired, we're like looking around and feeling and expressing ourselves. So like it felt awesome. Like I loved when she would do something and it worked. Like just the ambiance, like when you're in a comedy club and you hear the laughter and the excitement, or even when people like scoff at stuff, like you're just like, oh, it triggered something in them, and you're like, yeah, like it got the response that you guys were working on, and it feels like a collaboration. And I mean, I guess coming from like before I did stand up, I did a lot of improv. And so like coming from that world, it doesn't feel like somebody's robbing me. It never felt like, oh my God, you stole a joke, or like I could have performed that. Like it always feels like, even when I pitch jokes to friends of mine now, like the girls that I collaborate with now, it doesn't feel like mine. It feels like it's innately theirs. Like I am just recognizing it and pointing it out, and they're gonna make it the joke, like they make it the thing. Like
that's so okay. So I had other questions. I wanted to go to the CBC JFL pitch winner. Like I want to go to that, but like there's a whole lot of steps that we're jumping. Who else has questions here? Like this is also exciting to me. Nope, or just me.
Oh no, I think that's awesome. The whole collaboration thing. I think that's definitely a part of it. And I think as long as people get credit for helping other people when it comes time, that doesn't matter. Did people laugh? Yes. Did people have a good time? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
and
the way
honestly,
I look at it. I mean,
yeah. And when that person succeeds, and they like, if they're your real friend and they succeed, they see you and they're like if they're in a writing room, they're like, I need you because you understand my voice. You know what I mean? So like
creatively communicate.
Exactly. Like you don't have to, like if this person is like a real human being that you're collaborating with, because there are a lot of robots. There's some folks out there, but
they look like me. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. But like if they're real, like they're like your collaboration isn't going to end there. Like they're like the Chappelle show, like Neil Brennan was a huge part of that, and that was like a thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Neil Brennan ever felt like, oh, I'm being overshadowed. It was like, I'm just being here and I'm able to witness and help this like incredible thing be even more incredible,
Right.
Yeah.
I think
eventually,
honestly,
people knew his name just as much.
Yeah.
I've witnessed that people that are successful are the people that stuck around their own little group and they all helped each other.
Yeah.
A lot of the regulars at the Comedy Store, a good chunk of them that are really good friends actually started around the same time. They were going to open mics together. They were working on material together, and it still applies. And I'm pretty sure even Chappelle with Donnell. So
they're great friends. Yeah.
So they all started around the same time, and they just grew. And it's teamwork makes the
dream work.
There you go. I completely forgot.
And then there's a quote that I the Dana like that I say a lot too, and I hold it with this too: a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah. And I say that to people now. Just people hear that from me. I'm like, Stefan, my collaborator. Is there anything about comedy that drives you nuts though? Like, is there anything about it?
I was thinking about that. I mean, right now, not being able to like do it in front of like live people, that sort of is driving me nuts.
She figured out the twist that we've all been dead for 2 years, and you're nuts.
We're all plugged in, literally.
Outdoor dining's open, so
yeah, you know what? There are places that are open. I just like I can't afford the luxury of risking getting COVID. And not just for me, but for like others. But I mean, that's just a selfish reason. Things that irk me about comedy sometimes are like, and I'm like, I don't want to say this, but I guess I have to. Just like how kind of like how sensitive some topics can be, and like how, just like there has been like this sort of like cancel culture of late, where I feel like
culture warriors.
like where like the vulnerability and like where the safe space that you have to like talk about issues or whatever's like on your mind can be so somewhat like overshadowed by like somebody else's like sensitivity or trauma. And I'm like, ooh, girl, you just got, or boy, man, child, whatever, you gotta go you gotta go work on that. You know what I mean? Like, this is not about you. This is about like a bigger thing. And like, I think our job is to sort of like reflect society. And when we're not allowed to do that with like full permission, it creates sort of like this mind fuck, you know, where you're like, can I really voice this vulnerable part of me? You know,
it's not free.
Sometimes it's not free. Or like if you are free, you know, like if you don't, you're just like there are consequences. And it's sort of like that thing. And then like, you know, just like the regular stuff, like sometimes it can be, you know, like a bro fest, like a my dick.
Right.
God, yeah. Oh my God.
And you're just like, still,
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Women, if you feel really insecure, if your self-esteem is super low, all you need to do is just walk into an open mic and you are going to be a goddess.
Mm-hmm.
They will be all over you like they haven't seen water in days, okay?
Wait, most of the open mics I go to are female, though. And I'm like,
You're doing virtual ones. You're doing virtual ones.
Like,
When the indoor actual people open, you're gonna see that it's just a sausage fest everywhere. You're like,
I believe it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you said what you said, because my uncle wanted to ask you, are you really from Kenya, and do you have your long form birth certificate?
I am really from Kenya, and you can see my birth certificate if
oh my Lord.
No shame. But honestly, Kenya's so corrupt that like I could doctor that shit. Like, so I don't know.
Like, that's dope. No, interesting enough,
I'll show it.
But we want to see it. We want to see it. Like, I want to see you, doctor. No, I'm just kidding. Like,
oh yeah. No, my parents are in Kenya right now, and I was like, circle back and just like get me a new birth certificate. Like, just let's just redo this whole thing called life. Let's start at 18 again. Like,
do you have multiple citizenship since you lived in multiple countries, or
dual?
Yeah, I have American and Canadian citizenship. I have Kenyan by birthright, but I had to forfeit a passport. You're not allowed to have more than two in America.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So America doesn't let you have more than two. So I had to
anti-diversity.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Why can't I be a citizen of multiple places? Do you want to pay that many taxes? Is that what happens? Really? Not always.
Right.
Have you done comedy in Kenya? Have you gone back to Kenya and done any comedy?
I have not yet. No.
Are you trying to do it? Are you trying to do it?
Okay. That was the plan, you know, before COVID, you know, pandemic, I don't know.
When you go there, are you gonna
Huh?
When you go there, are you going to say, I'm Thenya from here?
Yeah. I'm just gonna be like, I'm Thenya, and they're gonna be like, so is every other bitch. Like, that's Sarah here, bitch. You know, that's Karen. You a fucking Karen. Like,
that now, and Kenya, besides having their own language, what languages are spoke in Kenya?
So Kenya like has a lot of different ethnic groups, or yeah. So there are 5 major ethnic groups, but the most commonly spoken language like that everybody learns in like school is Swahili. So like Lion King, you know, you got it. Rafiki, friend, Simba, lion, like, you know what I mean? They're teaching you stuff. But then like there are 5 major ones. My family is Kamba. They're the wood carvers. Maasai, they drink the blood and they jump. That's the ones that you usually see on National Geographic.
That is.
Kevin Bacon had a movie with that tribe, actually.
Yeah.
I call them Angelina Jolie.
What?
Oh, the drinking blood thing.
Oh, she did that?
Oh, she drinks blood? Oh, with that last, like with one of her husbands, right?
Wait, I didn't want the joke to go that long. That starts rumors. It's supposed to be in there and out.
Yeah, the Kalenjin are the marathon runners.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I was like, the Luyas are the like Obama and Lupita's peeps. Okay. That's them. Those are the major ones, but then there's like a lot of different like sub, and they all speak their own languge.
Got it.
Oh wow.
That's where Obama gets his accent from.
Yeah. not Chicago, which I'm just like, huh?
Not Hawaii. Not
Hawaii. I mean, I don't know where he got it from, but I'm like, I like teach a class, sir.
I mean, he does sound like someone who took some classes in. If you want people to fucking hear you,
right? Yeah.
Here's some ways to say syllables. Like everybody's gonna hear every syllable you say. Save some of them.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with Kenya too well in reference to unless it's been portrayed in the movies, and that's always, of course, a false representation of something.
Yeah.
Me personally, like my family's from El Salvador, but when I go over there, I'm humbled because the way of living over there is very different compared to here. And on top of that, I can't tell anybody I'm over there because I'm at risk of getting kidnapped, even though I'm like fat as shit. I can still I can 5 guys and I'm sure I'm going to be good.
You're not that.
I'm floofy, but
oh yes, floof. I love
did you say that you thought you were fat and then you said 5 guys and I'm good? Because that sounds like a sponsor. 5 guys.
5 guys
will sell your burgers.
When you go back there, do you feel like how different is it? And if at any point do you feel like your life is also at risk because foreigners or people that live in America tend to be at more susceptible risk of getting held as hostages for ransom or anything like that? Like that's how it is for me on my side. Is it similar?
I don't know if it's like sort of like a privilege. I go so frequently that I'm not afraid. And I also am always with locals. Like my parents are usually there or my cousins. So I've never really feared being kidnapped. I am always scammed though. Like there's always a scam, you know what I'm saying? Which is fun because they don't think that I speak the language. So they're always like talking behind my back. But yeah, I mean, there is an inherent danger. Like, okay, I will say this, not kidnapped, but like, so I was, we were traveling from Nairobi to Mombasa, which is the beach. And so like Nairobi is like the city, and cops will just like pull you over randomly. And like the cops there are not, like, yeah. Like we saw a sign that said like, you are now entering a corruption-free zone. It was like, when did we get out?
Can you guarantee that sign without a brain or a gun?
Yeah, and then also like I didn't know that I could have been scamming this whole time. You know what I mean? So like,
oh man, all the way back there, could have made so much money.
Exactly. Like let a bitch know. And thank you for the sign. Like America kind of needed that, but but so we get pulled over by the police and they're just like, where are you going? We're like, the beach. And they're like, why? And we're like, we're on vacation. And they're, like I'm with like some of my American friends. And so of course they're just like, there's money in there. And so they didn't hold us, but they held us. You know what I mean? So they were just kind of like, you gonna pay, and like until it's enough. And so it's kind of like the driver has to like be like $20. And then if he's like $20 more,
I'm gonna have to take you inside.
Okay. $200.
Like, kind of funny to like $20. Okay, I'll take that one back. Oh no, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
$1.
Except for they've got those like things that you go over with the like
the toll, like a toll thing.
Yeah, so like you're not gonna survive. Your car will not make it. So you're kind of at their
you're beholden in that moment. Like
yeah.
So 200 got you across the spikes, or like
I think we paid 200.
Wow. But I guess this is because I wanted.
It was a heist.
Yeah, I was gonna say so, but like they had to know you were Kenyan, but because everybody else was American, they were like, it just is what it is.
That's common corruption.
Unfortunately,
that's like the same thing. Yeah, the same thing in Mexico, the same thing in El Salvador.
Wow,
locals. I'm sure.
What I was asking. Yeah, like there's a
South
big
Pomona.
difference. Like cops are still bad here in the U.S., but have you seen corrupt cops where the legal system is basically non-existent?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about turning that into a bit? Like, y'all are complaining it's bad, but it's not corruption. You need to pay $200 to go to the beach bad.
I honestly wish I could pay $200 though. Honestly, with the shit that goes on around here.
I have to tell you, if you go on a date to the beach, it's gonna probably cost $200. Parking, that fucking weird shell shit she wants you to buy at that one hut, some other
suntan lotion, a nice blanket.
I don't remember that night anymore.
Mm-hmm. An umbrella. You better bring an umbrella.
Bikes.
The bike, the where we're both supposed to be pedaling. I see you're taking pictures. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm sure you can relate to this, Stacey, is that like when you're there, there's a part of them that they know that you don't live there. They're like even for me, like I look Kenyan and I speak the language. They know that I am not like
we have an accent.
There's just even the way that we move. Like we don't even have to say anything. And they're just like you know.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
They see us walk through walls. They're like, what the fuck?
I don't. So with me, I haven't gone back to, as much as I'd like to go to El Salvador. I haven't gone back because it's pretty obvious that I'm not local. Like if for me to seem like I'm not local, I would have to grow out my hair, not wear makeup really, and get very humble like clothes.
Yeah, change your wardrobe. Everything has to change. Yeah, the way that you walk, your confidence, even that is a thing. Like because just the temperament of people, like it's just different.
Yeah, I mean, if I went back to where I grew up, I would have to shave my beard, or they would do a terrorist call on me.
Oh boy!
Oh, stop it! You're so hella white, you blend with the wall. Stop it.
Walnut, California is kind of afraid of beards. Someone help me out here in the comments.
You're a garden gnome, right? You're a garden gnome.
Garden gnome. All right, so I want to ask you.
Yes, I am.
Shifting to comedy a little bit. So tell us about winning the JFL 2019 pitch competition. Like, tell us about that, because I mean, we're all comics, and so we're congratulations, even though I know it's 2021, but that's big stuff. Tell us about it.
Oh gosh. Like, what do I say about it?
Well, what is it like for JFL? I mean, if people don't know, Just for Laughs,
Just for Laughs,
it's a huge comedy festival in Canada, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, in Montreal.
So tell us about the pitch, being a pitch winner. Like, tell us about that. What are you pitching? What are you pitching?
So they have a portion of the festival that's about pitching television shows, and like you apply for it, and then they select 5 people per category, and then they live pitch in front of 5 judges and like a room full of people. It's like up to like 200 to 300 people, and you have 5 minutes to pitch. So that's how it works. And you pitch your television show. So you give a log line, you have a demonstration, you know, like you can have a sizzle, like you can do a lot of things. You can dance, you can do whatever. Really make it your own. So I winning that, I pitched a show called Domesticate Me, and it's just about a woman who's sort of like fed up with the rigmarole of, you know, the corporate ladder, and decides to figure out like what life is really about. Like domesticate me in a sense of not just, you know, like being a housewife, but just like valuing life and like what that means, and the complications of like feminism. And it was a really personal project to me because I sort of like grew up in that, like my mom was like an uber feminist, or is, and I grew up with the thought of like marriage is not an accomplishment. It just is like, it's something that happens if you want it to, but like, girl, you don't have to do that. In fact, it might hinder your accomplishments. And so like, it was just like this thing that I felt like I was battling, because I then like, I fell in love, and I was like, oh, well, how do I make this stuff make sense? Like, how do I love this person, but like also like fulfill my goals? And like, so that was like sort of the question that I was searching with that. And so that's the project that I pitched. And I, you know, I guess I could have done a better job pitching it again to you guys. But anyways, that's the project that I pitched. And
Sold.
Huh?
Right.
Sold. I'll buy it.
And I with winning, I really just felt heard. Like obviously, like when you win like at JFL, it's like a huge announcement, and it's like super fun. There's like a party, and you get meetings, and so I was just like, oh my god, my life's gonna change. You know, like don't talk to me, I'm a star. But like that didn't happen.
It's characters like that they know, like, oh, she's not from Kenya. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's why like I do like an impression of my mom, like during the pitch. Like I'm just like, you know, like I talk about witchcraft and just like the way that I grew up, right. and just like the weirdness of it all, and you know, just like the complicated way of just being like, well, what now? And yeah, so like after I won, it was like obviously like being there felt really incredible, and I made like amazing connections. And yeah, I just like I did think that like my life was going to be different, and it's not. But I mean, it is different. Like it is different. I won't lie. But the biggest thing that I got from it was just being heard. Like I felt that like I didn't know how the project was going to be received. I'd never really shared it with anyone. And it just was like nice to like, I was like, oh, like other people are thinking about this, and other people are challenging like what feminism is, and other people are, you know, embracing a different side of themselves and just moving through life, you know, like asking and not knowing, because like that was like the one thing that so there's like a talk back, and they're like, so what, you know, like what is the point of this show, and like why you? And I was just like, I don't want to pretend that I know anything. I don't. I just want to ask the questions, and I want people to feel like their questions are heard, and that you can have these questions and not be a bad person. Like you can look at that, you know, like mom in the grocery store with like her battle bot stroller and be like, oh, that looks awful, bitch. But like also like see a baby and be like, oh my God, like I don't know. And so it's just like it's so complicated. Like our existence is so complicated and our roles are so complicated. And like I like value my independence, but I don't want to gas up my car. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like these things don't make sense, but like let's process them. Like let's talk about this weird shit.
No,
then we are going a little late at the moment. I
I'm
didn't
so
want to
sorry.
be
Okay.
I didn't want to be
Bye.
rude, but we also don't want to ignore that we had a comment asking a question. It's from Oren, and before we go to the next segment, we just want to make sure we put that up. Do you see it?
Yes,
Oh.
I do. They are very proud. I mean, they will never live it down. Never. Obama is like the prized possession. Like he won the election when he didn't, like in Kenya, like people were just like voting for him to be president in Kenya. he wasn't running. So like, is his birth certificate legal?
I'm retired. I had to do America. Did you watch that shit?
Right.
Some of those people are assholes.
Yeah. Yes, they're very proud of Obama. He represents, obviously, like he's not a perfect person. There were drone strikes and there are things that people are not fans of, and I might not be either, but like he represented just so much for people. So for that, like nobody's perfect, and I think that we can accept that he did his best.
Right.
Like, holy shit, like the last 4 years of somebody not doing their best is
he landed a falling plane, and it was good. Good job landing the falling plane.
Right. It was definitely Sully. It was just like, oof, wow.
It's like comparing like an ex-boyfriend. Like he was bad, but he was not Cheeto bad. Like, you're like, and he has some bad things, but he wasn't. At least he wasn't like this guy that would be.
He wasn't even Reagan. He wasn't Reagan bad. Like they kept comparing him to Reagan. I go, did over 200 members of his staff get arrested?
Yeah, no. I think Obama was an excellent and amazing president. I recognize the flaws that people have said, but it's just like you can never understand if you're not in his shoes, and I can never pretend that I would even not make the same or worse decisions. So
right.
Well, how should people catch you next?
Oh man, I'm like, what am I doing?
I was what you got coming up, and we wanted to know before you get out of here. We wanted to know about the bench. Of course, you guys named it bench, and it's so easy to say bitch comedy as opposed to bench comedy. Like, is that like that's because I was trying to say bench just now, but I found it sounded like bitch even in my own ears.
Yeah.
Freudian slips.
When is that coming back? Like, is that happening Zoom wise, or is that coming back? Like, what's going on with bench comedy? Like, what's
bench comedy? We want to bring it back. We want to bring it back virtually or in some capacity. We had it at this place called I'll talk fast. At this place called Delicious Pizza on Sunset in Los Angeles, and they have like this really cool backyard like space. So we're thinking about collaborating and doing something there where we can either have like people outside or just do something really cool with that. It's with Maddie Silverstein and Nicole Soul. They are incredible comics and storytellers. And then where you can find me is I am starting a podcast with actually Maddie Silverstein and this other girl named Emu Yu, and it's about cancel culture. And then I'm starting my own podcast. It's called Haven't Slept Yet with Thenya, and because I have insomnia. So we're going to get into that.
The full name is Haven't Slept Yet with Thenya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Haven't Slept Yet with Thenya. Yeah.
Oh. I heard that as one sentence and I went, Yeah, I'm gonna assume.
I know.
Be honest, okay, though. You probably thought of this podcast at like 4 a.m. because you were not able to get your eyes to close and you couldn't put your phone down, huh?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Couldn't put my phone down, hadn't slept, and I was just like, maybe wanting something. But like I was just like, I haven't slept yet. And who could I have on the show to talk about insomnia? Like that would be fun. And then I'm releasing a comedy album at some point this year when I can get on a stage, and it's called Birthright But for Blacks. So yeah.
My dad took mine back. He's like, "You didn't vote for Trump? That's your birthright." I'm like, "No, the sheep."
In the meantime, everybody on here, thank you. Please follow Thenya at I'm Thenya. But you guys see the spelling because like all the time I've been saying.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys see the smell? I'm like, I'm just the terrible American, whatever is phonetically there. That's what I'm seeing.
You don't have to say terrible in American and just kidding. It's the same sentence. I thought
true.
Really cynical there.
True. But you guys see it at IAM_NTHENYA on Instagram. Is that everything? That's the best?
That's everything. Yeah.
And also, I didn't ask you, we have a couple of segments. Did you want to hang around for a little while longer for some of the segments that we have coming up before our second guest? If you have time.
Yeah, I'll be here. Go do your thing. The next guest, I'm so sorry.
No. We have to put you to the test a little bit here.
Yes. So we want you to stay. I'm just asking.
I'll be here. A few minutes more.
You say it's 12 o'clock where you are.
I will be here. It's all good. I have insomnia. I don't have anywhere to go.
So I'm going to give you a choice here, Thenya. Alphabetical, date, or size.
So those are three separate things. Alphabetical.
That just tells us size matters, everybody. So let's start.
Oh Lord.
I'm just kidding.
Stacey looks confused.
What is going on?
No. I'm going to share my screen.
We're scared too.
Now, okay, here we go. Caption. Think of a caption for this picture.
All right.
Go for it.
My arms are tied. I'm tied up.
I'm tied up. I like that. How did? Oh my!
Don't you see that I'm tied up? Yeah.
Wrapped around this pussy?
Wrapped around this pussy. Yes, that's the winner. Come wrap around.
So my veterinarian said I should try yoga.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my, this one's hard, everybody. I picked a hard one for the first one.
This is a hard one.
This is like the highest pixel image I have, which
you know what it is?
Well.
Cats are so judgy. I feel like the cat is judging me as I look at it. I'm like,
that's how it feels. It looks like I dare you. What
right?
To me, it looks like what the fuck are you about to say? Yeah. What the fuck are you about to say?
That's like I'm stretching, bitch.
Right.
What do you guys in the audience think?
Right.
I think the cat's saying, "I'm telling everyone you did this to me on purpose."
I feel like it's not what you think.
Ah.
No, it could be that, or it could be when you go to sleep tonight. I'm going to kill you.
Mission meow possible.
Mission meow possible. Yes. Oh my god. I think you and Stacey win. That was amazing.
Did we pick this one for you, Dana?
This guy does his own stunts.
Y'all pick this one for me or the next one?
No. This
wait.
one
I gotta ask everybody. Do you think he dyes his hair?
Oh jeez. Oh my.
I think so.
Wondering.
It's who's what was that Trump guy? Like I forgot all the people. Giuliani.
Giuliani. And Giuliani?
Yeah, I was like, whatever his name is. You know how his hair was leaking?
Oh yeah.
Onto a cat? That's poor kitten.
Do you want to show the next one? Or we just We're doing
Well, that's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're trying to make sure that these all have a certain amount of time. How do I go to? Oh my gosh! Go to the next one. No.
Oh, I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh.
No, you were like, oh, what is that? And then you were like, oh.
Um,
I don't think
the
so.
vibes are now.
I don't know, man. Is that a farmer? Like, what's going on? We got like, what is that, a wheat knife there or something?
Like it. I mean, communist pussy. Like I'm trying to figure out. Like Russian pussy. Like I'm trying to figure out what we got here because I just like from when I was growing up, and the sickle was part of the Soviet Union's flag. Like because there's no more Soviet Union. Yeah, but it was part of that flag.
I'll hook and tame that pussy. I don't know.
Right.
This pussy.
It's a hook and pickle.
Hook and tickle.
Hook and tickle's way better than what I said. I said hook and pickle.
Okay.
I thought you said hook and tickle because that's okay.
No, I said pickle because there's this show on TV where a guy turns himself into a pickle and it's so funny. That's a meme for the younger kids watching. Anyway.
Hey, I appreciate it. Tickle me.
I know what you did last summer.
It could be.
Yeah.
I have it. I have it. Stimulate the revolution.
Oh, yes. Stimulate the revolution.
or the crops, right?
I think stimulate the revolution wins. I think
I like that. I'm so here for it because it means that we're thinking about women.
Let me do dishes. Hey, this was supposed to be so I could. Never mind.
My pleasure doesn't matter. Like that's their anthem.
Let's see what's the next one. Now, 90s kids are already thinking one thing.
Oh my god!
Any Soundgarden fans out there?
I just want to know if he gets really angry. Man. If he gets really angry, or people in his house get angry because they can't find a goddamn spoon.
I know. It's like spoon me.
Yes.
You all see that? All those like medals on him? He must be very attractive.
That's good. That's good.
All I got is Neo. Pick one. That's all I got.
Neo, pick one. So that's
Haro and Mark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
I don't know. Haro and Mark because I saw the spoons and not these.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe it is the grown kid from the Matrix, right? The one that bent the spoon, but as an older man.
Maybe, maybe.
Matrix 4, right?
That's what made me think, just like the spoons.
So you're saying that he bent the spoon and eventually the spoons rose up and this is them holding him during his trial. Like this during his trial, like, did you bend Spoony McSpoonerson? I did. You monster! Throw the book at him. We only have spoons.
We only have spoons.
When Magneto asked to be spooned.
That's right. Right.
Oh, I love it. Actually.
That was good.
That's funny.
I just wonder if that does he wear that on a date?
I think so.
Did he get married in that? Did he go to work like that?
Mm-hmm.
But there we have final spoonage.
Yeah.
Spoonage.
Thank you for hanging out with us today, Fenya.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. Oh my god, that was so much fun. Thank you so much.
Everybody, go check her out in the places that we said earlier. If you didn't see them, rewatch the video so we have more views.
Right there.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's me.
Right there. She'll tell you where stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Down there.
Oh yeah.
It's happening down there.
After dark.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, bye.
Bye.
I'll be listening. Bye.
Thank you.
And now, Stacy, where do we go next?
Ooh, wait. Let's we're gonna introduce our guest, but we're gonna play a video first before we do.
Yes, we are. You are correct. You are correct.
Don't worry, your parents can stay in the room for this one.
Oh my Lord. Here we go.
I just noticed there was some tension between you and Brad. What's up with that?
Oh, nothing much. He's just an asshole that thinks he's better than everybody, you know.
Or maybe he's trying to help you.
Maybe I can help him. You see, I know a great surgeon that can remove that stick from up his asshole.
And with that, I'm gonna head inside. You coming in?
Nah, I'll be out here for just a moment longer, just clear my head.
All right, I'll see you in there.
See ya! Of course, Dick only gave me 4 cigarettes. Fuck is that?
The clip that makes you wonder, there's more. Wait a minute.
That clip just made me miss smoking. Let's
Especially smoking with
introduce.
ink on it.
I'm so happy to announce my friend and incredible actor and comedian Dan Pena.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Good to see you.
Welcome.
See ya.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Bitch, why do you look more fabulous than I do?
Well, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I'm a movie star now, and I made $237 on GameStop.
Yeah.
So when you're making that kind of money, you just have to dress the part, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So you held, you didn't sell.
Oh, I sold. That's how I was able to come up with the $237 to buy this jacket and these cool glasses.
And the rest of his necklaces were obtained the Mr. T way, where he found them from people that left him at the club.
Yes. I had a little change left, so I went to the thrift store and got some change. Yeah.
God, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
You look like you do a lot of coke and Molly right now.
I can't afford it. I already spent the $237.
I don't know if that's going to buy you a lot of Coke and Molly, but what do I know?
Is it me or is it just hot in here?
It's probably that jacket.
Oh.
Yes.
Don't call PETA.
I just all I could hear was Benny and the Jets. That's all I could hear.
How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
We're doing pretty good. Hey, I noticed something on your face. Sorry to jump in there, Stacy.
Sure.
But you have a rather cute old dog, don't you?
I do. Yes, Grendel is his name. He looks like an old man, but and he is now, but he's always looked like an old man. So
okay, I'm trying to summon my dog that looks exactly like your dog, so your mind can be blown. But she's not answering the fucking text because no fucking thumbs. So
you're trying to text your dog?
It's the family plan. If you use it, you don't use it, you lose it. Like,
yes, he also got the dog.
No, I'm trying to get my wife to bring the dog in here. She's like, I'm not your secretary, it's your show.
You don't want my dog in here. She'll crap everywhere.
But yeah, little dog day.
I didn't even get to tell Dana. Dana, right before we had to go on, the dog decided to do some business.
Oh.
Why are
Sorry.
French bulldogs such feisty little bitches? I mean, technically, she was a female dog, so. I love French bulldogs just because they have such an attitude and persona. My dog's just annoying as hell. Oh my god, let's see this dog.
Look at that!
Like I looked at your Instagram. Like, wait, he took Maisie and took pictures of her. She's all nervous because she's.
They look like they could be related. They look like they could be related. Yeah.
She's nervous because she's like, I told you I never want to be part of this with you.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm camera shy.
Are you trying to set them up, Dan?
You owe me biscuits.
This is your dog, Daddy. No, she's really
gonna collect
old.
biscuits later on you, Dan. You better get those treat biscuits ready.
I needed beers too. Thanks, honey.
Yes, thank you, honey.
She sounds so annoyed by you, like I can't
delivering beers and dog.
Beers and dog. We don't have any dog beers.
She's not used to the showbiz atmosphere. She's like, oh, there's so many lights in here. So, who is that? That's the makeup girl. No, that's the neighbor. What are you doing? Anyway.
So Dan, not the bottom one.
Not the bottom Dan, which is another nickname.
No, top Dan. Power Dan. Power Dan.
This is already off to an interesting start.
Okay, I gotta take this seriously. Damn it. So you're not only an actor, you're a stand-up comic, which is how we met. What inspired you to get into the entertainment industry? What made you say, hey, I'm going to go start acting and then I'm going to go start doing stand-up?
I thought, what is the fastest and easiest way to get money, women, and power? And I was like, comedy, duh. So then I got into comedy, and clearly it's doing very well for me.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the fact that I was going through a breakup and just needed something to do. You know, yeah.
Was
somebody
it a breakup
dared me.
for you too?
Yeah. Somebody broke up with me, and I was one of those people that would be like, my life sucks, you know. And someone was like, why don't you try doing comedy? And I was like, okay. And so I took a class. at one of the comedy clubs, and they had like one of those like showcases, and there was like one of those scouts from the Comedy Store, albeit it was like a scout that wanted to do like pay for play, you know, bringer shows. Yeah. And but being naive, I was like, yeah, I'll do your show at the Comedy Store. And so like only on like my third show I had ever done was on the main stage at the Comedy Store, and it went well. So ever since then, I've just kind of been doing comedy as a way to keep myself busy because I get bored easily. Yeah.
And in my experience, also pay for play goes way better than blow for go.
Yes.
I don't like that one. I always have to get like a sandwich after or something.
Yeah. Well, you agreed to it when you decided to be the bottom Dan. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's right, bottom Dan.
Yes.
You know, I like the positioning of our screens right now because it definitely shows Pena as the power Dan and Ochoa as the bottom Dan.
You see how sick they are of my jokes, Pena? Do you see this shit? They're like, hey, we want to see Dan on the bottom. Just like, yeah, that's
Dan's a power bottom.
Shit you did last show.
And for what it's worth, Dan Pena, there's 3 of you on IMDb, but you're number 1.
Yeah, that's right. There's I think number 2 is still me. They just like got one of the credits wrong. They were like, oh, I don't know if we should start a new Dan Pena, and so they did. And then the third one is like the multi-billion-dollar man who is not me.
Like it's definitely not $1 man.
But he's 3.
Like, what did they build him out of?
Right. But
He's built out of billions of dollars. No, this guy has grit, man. He's such a cool cat. We're actually friends on Facebook. I hope he's watching it now. He's not, but I wish he was. He like is a pick himself up by the bootstraps kind of guy, and like has like trained all these like Fortune 500 company CEOs and stuff on how to best facilitate, their running of their company. And so he's literally generated billions of dollars that way. And I have served up probably hundreds of laps. So, we're pretty much the same. Pretty much the same.
Who added who on Facebook? Did you add him on Facebook or did he add you on Facebook?
He added me.
What?
He added me. Mm-hmm. And then he said, and then he said, "Are we related?" And I was like, I hope so.
I would have been like, yes.
Give me your money and die.
Yes,
don't you remember me at the thing? Like, yeah, you said that you would fund my whatever the fuck. So just send it now.
Yeah.
Please.
I should, yeah. Send him like a Venmo request or something.
I'm writing this pilot. You said you were gonna,
So, yeah.
That's what I'll do next time. So it says, send me your social. Here's my Venmo.
True story. I was on tour. I was doing a New York City like club, just hitting them all up and stuff. Maybe like 4 years ago. And I had booked the main room at this club, and it was completely sold out. My mom was coming from Texas to come see me and stuff because she was like, "My baby's on Broadway," and so it was really cool. It was a really cool big ordeal, and I got bumped from Joe Rogan because he decided to drop in, and he wanted to do an entire like full hour and a half. And so they bumped me into a smaller room. And so I remember being like really sad about that because I basically had to do like their version of the belly room, which is fine, whatever. I still got paid, whatever. However, like a few months later, Dan Pena got into like an internet fight with Joe Rogan, and he invited him on his podcast. And it was crazy because one thing led to another, and he was like, "I'm going to tear off Joe Rogan's head and shit down his neck." And this guy was like, "I like you. You're on my show." And moral of the story is I wasn't on his show. So good times. I'm not bitter. I love Joe Rogan.
So the moral is, if you want to get on Joe Rogan's show, threaten him with shitting down his headless neck.
Yes.
I love how you're rooting for the person with the exact same name as you. I, on the other hand, am a petty bitch. So
really,
every now and then I like to Google myself to see what's out there, just in case there's any nudes that randomly pop up. I just want to make sure I'm ahead of the game. And I found out there was another Stacey Inez, which makes sense because when I tried to get the handle for my name on Instagram, it was already taken. So I had to add an additional Y. I am in fierce competition with the other Stacey Inez. Luckily, I beat her for my domain. I get to be StaceyInez.com. That bitch beat me to an LLC. So we've been fighting. We're like, no, I am going to be the top search on Google, not you, me. She's like a writer or something. So we've been fighting, bickering back and forth. Like, no, I will be #1 Google search, not you. So we keep this like power thread going on.
For what it's worth, you're the only Stacey Inez that matters. Okay?
Right. Oh,
and
so sweet.
Do you want me to fight this woman for you? Because there's the only one. Like Highlander.
You just said she's the only one that matters. Somewhere there's a Stacey Inez like just disappearing. Like, oh no, Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's like Avengers or something. No,
Thanos. Hey, I got a question. Do you guys think when Thanos went to Subway, he used to like buy a foot long and throw out half of it? I don't know. It's just something that's bugging me. You thought you mentioned Thanos
because he wants to get rid of 50% of the population.
So 50% of his channel.
50% of the meat in the trash.
Yeah, only when he's trying to cut out 50% of those calories. You know what I'm saying? more like Thanos. Am I right?
Thanos, that's right.
Please don't judge me on these jokes.
Yeah.
Now,
How much
yeah,
did it
what-
cost you? Half a sandwich.
Everything.
Sorry,
Oh, good
Daisy. I just thought of that in the head.
You know what, Dan? You and your damn dad jokes, okay? So what are your thoughts on self-deprecating humor?
I personally go with like a slight amount of self-deprecation on account of the fact that I find that there's such a huge backlash against bullying in this day and age, and people like to apply normal rules to comedy for whatever reason. Even though it's supposed to be comedy, I feel like I have to, like, everyone's tiptoeing on eggshells these days, and so self-deprecation is much better, in my opinion, than like going out and being like, "Hey, did you see that person with the thing? Oh my," like, I feel like it's much easier to pick on people than it is to pick on yourself, because it makes you more vulnerable when you pick on yourself, because then you're exposing something that has a kernel of truth to it to your audience. And so however, if you kind of pick on people, I feel like you're almost inviting the audience in to retaliate. And that's when you get like, assholes in the audience saying like, boo and all that other, and you get hecklers. So fuck it, just stick to yourself. Everybody is their own easy target. It's also, in my opinion, I don't know about you guys, but I live in Hollywood, and it's like super easy for me to like pick at every little thing about myself. Like, oh, I'm too fat. I'm too, my head's bulbous or something, So like, it's a lot easier, I think, to just pick on oneself.
These necklaces keep dragging my head to the floor. It's killing me.
Yeah, don't be jelly. Don't be jelly.
I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly.
Where'd you get
If
those
I wore them,
beads
you can't
from?
see them. So
I got these because if you show more than your chest at Mardi Gras, they'll give you metal beads.
Ooh.
What did you show? My inner child.
And Dan, it worked. Like, usually the show your tits was for ladies. I grew up in New Orleans, so that was usually it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
If it works for guys too, I have them now.
Yeah. When you're chubby enough and you got them, flaunt them. If you're a guy.
Well, since you said no, never. Anyway.
You guys, and this question goes to all of you. I personally felt I got to a point where I like self-deprecating humor, but at the same time, I came to the realization that, holy fuck, I'm such a bully to myself. But I realized that I was constantly criticizing myself, and if I was dating or I was seeing somebody, they're like, girl, you have such low self-esteem. And I'm like, I know, but I want you to know this and this and this, instead of it unraveling slowly during a dating phase, they're like, look, I'm this fucked up. Like, I'm going to tell you this, and that. My TJ, like, I have boobies from TJ. I have, I'm very vain. I'm so super self-centered. Like, they're getting everything off the bat. In any way, have you guys felt that it's impacted your relationships or your dating life? Like, have you guys felt that?
I just have to say something about self-deprecating humor. I know I look like a garden gnome, so I open with it for a reason.
You may have seen me.
But if you laugh at that, it doesn't matter that I look like a garden gnome because I made you laugh.
Yes. Yeah.
Dan,
right.
you don't look
I
like
laughed.
You look like somebody that stormed the Capitol.
He's storming the Capitol.
Like I said before, I couldn't have been there. I don't own any of that tactical shit.
Tactical shit or war paint.
No, there's other reasons, Dan. Don't get worried. There's other reasons why I wasn't there. I see your face. Like, wait, is that the only reason why he wouldn't be there? No, plenty of reasons. I'm in California for a reason. I stay away from gator wrestlers and shit.
He got rejected from Parlor.
Oh.
Wait, I didn't know. I didn't even know that existed. And then it ends. You're like, wait, I didn't get the white guy letter about that shit. I just told everyone about the white guy letter on the fucking air.
True story. I'm on Parlor and I have like posted nothing. I'm just holding it because the other Dan Pena we were talking about earlier is a raging conservative and I want him to buy it from me. If you're watching, Dan, please buy it from me because it's weird having it.
Hey,
Yeah,
the FBI has
weird.
your information now. They're gonna be like, "Oh, did this guy storm the Capitol? No, he does."
I don't have the beard for
somewhere."
it. Yeah, I've got too many teeth to have stormed the Capitol. Got too many teeth.
Oh, that's a damn thing. That's what I said the day we had that week we had it. I came and go, no, I wasn't there. I had too many teeth. Oh, thanks, Dan. It's vindicated.
Stolen.
Dan's
No,
right.
not stolen. Just connected. It's important to know that. Like, that teeth joke is sacred to me, and it didn't get enough laughs.
Same wavelength.
To answer your question, Stacy, I think that there can be a balance in relationships and stuff if someone has like self-deprecation humor. Like if it's too much, then I start to kind of catch on that maybe this person really does feel this way. And at being a partner, it's always been my philosophy that a relationship is like a hot dog. It should be delicious just as is, but each person is the condiment to the hot dog. So my girlfriend's like the mustard, I'm the ketchup or whatever, or vice versa. I could be mustard, I don't care. But like, but when someone is like, oh, I'm so ugly or so fat or something like that, like once or twice I could kind of giggle it off. But if it's consistent, then I'm like, it's tough to bring you any kind of joy to what is essentially a spoiled food item. If you can't love yourself, how are you able to then reciprocate that love on a genuine level?
Right.
So,
Damn,
and once again, you
real
facts.
Well, once again, you described it like a hot dog, and I think it's like a hot dog, and where like if you like it when it's in your mouth, you don't ask what went into it.
Yes. High five, Bottom Dan.
Dana's face right there was priceless.
Just frozen.
Oh man.
Oh, God. Do you guys feel like it's impacted your relationships anyway, Stefan, Dan?
I don't know, man. You gotta have. I don't know. I mean,
Wait a second, Lauren, are you still here? Can you tell us the truth?
1-800 tell on your husband. Does he do too much self-deprecation?
Whatever you say, Lauren, stays between us and Facebook and probably the FBI. But that's cool too.
Lord. Holy Buddha. I don't know. I'm a pretty silly person. I think, my daughter, man, she does things that my wife is like, wow, she really is your daughter. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's a hard one, man. That's a hard one. I don't know what to say about that. I'm just, I just say be yourself, man. That's really just be yourself. And, if someone doesn't like yourself, then fuck them.
Right.
Yeah. Slowly in a tub.
Holy Lord.
I just found that. Sorry, it's just that I found that if you add certain words to the end of almost any sentence, it can make it creepy. If you add slowly in a tub to almost anything, it's just just think about
Buffalo Bill,
it's like the fortune cookie.
Yeah,
Buffalo Bill. Holy Lord.
I'm gonna watch.
I get it.
Slowly in a tub.
Yeah. It's like the fortune cookie thing, like in bed,
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. Life is like a hot dog in bed, you know. Every person's the condiment in bed. You know?
You know what? When white men make serial killer jokes, those are the ones that scare me. Because I'm just saying statistics.
But what if
okay?
he's really sexy,
It's
Stacy?
always
What if he's
It
really
doesn't
sexy, though?
matter. Have
I
you seen
don't know.
like
Some ladies might think differently.
I don't know. Haven't you seen the Netflix documentaries of the men killing their wives? They're all pretty decent looking. Those fuckers still kill you. Like
Well, it's always the
that's-
guy you least expect. Like the guy that you expect, he kills one person, like everybody fucking knows he did it.
like I get mad at myself that I like white guys because I feel like I'm playing Russian roulette. Like I'm like, am I gonna end up in a trash bag today? Like, what's gonna happen?
I
No,
agree.
We're gonna end up in a trash bag.
I agree. It's always the white guys. I feel like that are like the serial killers, and I watch the same documentaries and stuff like that on Netflix all the time. My girlfriend like binge watches all this stuff, and I'm like, you can never murder me, and I can never murder you because you know the first thing they're gonna look at is what we've seen on Netflix, and bada bing bada boom, they would know it was me or her. But it's always the white guy because I feel like there's been white guy entitlement in America for so long that these guys just feel like they can get away with anything, and they do usually. Like, there's nothing special about Ted Bundy. He's not hot. He was just an average-looking guy.
Who actually had a high intellect too.
I am detecting jealousy.
For someone who knows jack shit about law and decided to like defend themselves, like that's a pretty stupid move. And the fact that he was just like vaguely like secondarily college educated, people are like, oh, he's such an intellect. No, he was a fucking moron, and he got caught, and thank God he did.
Wait,
you know?
is it Ted Bundy? Because I thought it was Ted Kaczynski that they're like he's an intellect, but he was crazy.
Kaczynski was the Unabomber, right?
Yeah.
He was like valedictorian at Harvard, and he was sadly a genius.
Yeah, no, he was a genius, and if you read his manifesto, you're like, this is well written. What the fuck am I saying?
Yeah, the punctuation.
I understand where he's coming from, but this is not the way, Ted. Not the way.
He spelled your. Guys, he spelled your, as in you are.
Yeah.
Okay, I will go back to what I said before. So I was dating a doctor, and the weirdest thing a man has ever told me was this guy, because you were in bed after, we did, and I don't know what brought to him that it was okay to say this, but while we were like cuddling, he was like, did you know that there is a particular artery in your body that if it's severed, you won't bleed out? It's pretty clean. And
Run.
I was like, oh my God, this is going to be the white man that puts me in a trash bag.
That's just one of those techniques to get you to do something extra. You're like, I don't want to die. I better do that trick. Damn it.
Oh, no, that's when you change the locks, yo.
Yeah.
But the worst part is I'm so fascinated by crime podcasts and serial killer podcasts. And I was like, I'm scared for my life, but continue on. This is fascinating. Like, keep going. What would you do, Al? Oh, I'm just me. Okay.
What would I do? What would we do? Well,
I think that every time I meet a tall, handsome white man.
I've been married for like 19 years. I don't know what the fuck I'd ever do with anything dating wise ever again. I'd probably just go into a gutter and sleep.
Go into a gutter and sleep.
I'm done. Like,
I
what
don't
about
know,
you,
man.
Dan? What would you do, Dan?
Dude, pre-coitus, I'd be like, slit my throat, bitch. Like, let's do this, Like, I'd be like, trying to like talk dirty to her. I'd be like, I'll cut you, but you could cut me first, whatever. But like post-coitus, I'd be like, man, I should probably stop going to Craigslist for my dates. Like, this sucks. Like, you can get anything on Craigslist: bicycles, fucking board games, boyfriends. Like, no more, It's like a garage sale for people.
Oof.
We haven't heard from Dana in a while. What would you do, man? What would you do?
She's like, what am I?
Someone's like, I'm gonna slit your throat. What do you think? Like, what would happen, man?
Like I'm sitting here going, now, how did we get on this line of conversation? Like I was listening to us, and I was like, so do we have a Unabomber sympathizer? Like, what's going on? Like, do we? Okay, now we're talking.
No.
No. I know.
No, I'm not sympathizing the guy. I'm like if you look at it, you're like, wow, he does have a lot of valid complaints. You just have the bad method, homie.
I'm like, where are we going right now? Well, are we?
You're killing me, Dana.
Okay, I love to make people laugh. Now, are we strictly talking about white males? Is that like what we're strictly talking about? Like
I don't even know anymore.
My mind
People are crazy.
like, I'm horrible. I'll just say this. I'm waiting to meet the right white guy. That's first. Like I got like
The
that's
right
true.
white guy?
Right. Like I've never, and I'm just, there's no design to this. I have certainly been on a date outside of my race, but I've never slept with anyone outside of my culture. Like, so that's first.
Are you
Two,
collecting them like Pokemon? Like, ooh, I've dated this one, so let's try that one.
And honestly, I probably feel like
I like Squirtle.
Like my politics are probably like, I don't trust this motherfucker. Like what? Like I don't like. It's just kind of, not in on the funny side, not on the hardcore side. Like I love all people and I'm one with all people. But honestly, I just like, what are we talking about again? Like, so I generally like. I know this is gonna. I don't want to sound too rude. Like I have a hard time like trusting past a certain space, like so like that, so I wouldn't even, so if we talk about like, I love you, Dan said before coitus, after coitus, and I was like, I haven't even heard the word coitus in so long. Like I used to use the word in conversation, but I was like, I haven't heard that word in so long. But I'm just like, I don't even know, like, they got to get past the front door over here. And like, are my cameras working? Like, I just, basically, if anything, I'll be taking selfies and send them to all my friends. So all my friends, if she comes up missing, this is the last person she was with. Like, so I don't know that I have any good answers for the question, people.
Yeah, that's crazy. To say that after sex, though, man. Like I could cut here and
oh my god,
nobody would know.
Right? Yeah, but motherfucker, you ain't gonna get the chance over here. Like
I'll stab you first, motherfucker.
Right?
So how about that $10 cheesecake you fucking ordered? It's been great having you, Dan.
Yeah.
What now? What a note to start goodbye on. That is an interesting note to start goodbye on.
But before we force you to play a game, no, I mean you said you would.
Gave us
the contract.
Verbal consent.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Ooh, I like herbal consent sometimes too. So what's it called? We're gonna play a little game, but first, where can people see you next?
Let me say this. I had an afterthought.
Sure.
Clive Owen.
Oh.
Clive Owen could get it. I will say that.
Okay.
I love Clive Owen.
I have to look him up to remember who he is.
Oh, okay. I don't remember who that is.
Children of Men.
Well, he's not like a mega white guy. He's not in our fucking memo.
So
Children of Men. Great
Clive
guy,
Owen. Clive Owen is about to sleep with you, and he's like, "Would you mind if I slit your throats?" And you'd be like, "Yeah, sure." Or like how? So what's the deal?
This is what I'm saying. Clive Owen will probably get as far as any white male would get with me. As soon as we start talking, then I would start whipping ass. I'd be like, well, I'll be going for the kitchen knife.
Oh, look at that over there.
Yeah, right. Or just take off running. I just take off running. I don't even know where the fuck. I'll leave my house if someone is talking about slitting my throat. I will leave my house. You can have this. I'm out.
I'm moving out. Bye.
Okay. Which celebrity would be worth it though? Like to just like like for me, Natalie Portman in her prime. If she was like, I'm gonna stab you, I'd be like, yes, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Let's do this.
Gosh, that's
And Natalie Portman or Pride. Wait, that's ended.
I was about to say, yeah, she's still hot.
She's still
Oh,
hot, you know. Yeah,
I saw a picture the other day, and I'm like, "Who the hell?" Oh,
but
it's
Natalie
Star
Portman,
Wars lady.
Natalie Portman, Beautiful Girls was just fucking amazing. Like she's, I mean, but she's everything. Gosh, I'm trying to think, man.
Think, man.
I
No,
don't know
think.
if anybody wants to get murdered just because someone's like hot and sexy.
Yeah, I was like, it's hard. That's a hard one. Like, that's a hard one.
Wait, who's worth getting murdered for? Wait,
Right? Like, yeah,
wow,
like
this is involved. All right,
I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because supposedly Army Hammer did that. Like,
Oh, yeah, I
he was
saw
like, I'm
that.
gonna fucking
Yeah,
eat you.
the
And-
one-sided
he
message.
had to live with the name Army Hammer.
It was a
for life.
one-sided
Yeah.
message. Have you
Gonna
seen
happen.
that, Dana?
I
no.
did.
It's where he
Okay.
wants to bathe in blood and like eat some of her and all. But we don't know the context of what she was sending over. That's the
Is he
problem.
mad
with
because
the
the Lone Ranger tanked?
Wait, are we saying Army Hammer like this actor?
The actor
Yeah.
of Social Network, Lone Ranger, the man
And
from
what's the
Uncle.
deal?
He had a dark text message between somebody, a consensual private one that it was supposed to be, where he goes into his dark, one of his dark turn-ons or dark fantasies that he's into is what them eating each other, like literally, and like
literal cannibalism.
literal cannibalism and like some blood and having sex over a bunch of skulls and bodies and all this. Like it's really dark. It's one of those things. If you love the actor, don't read that shit.
I was gonna say, this is the difference between black folks and white folks. Like right there. Right there. That's the difference. Right there. Right there. Right there.
We want to know why we're fucked. Like, we want to know what's wrong in here. We're like,
this is the
hey,
difference.
why is it that I thought about killing that lady at the store for a brief second just because she asked them if she could go get the right kind of ice cream?
This is why.
Like, we want to know why we thought that.
Yeah.
Wait, only me?
Only
Yeah.
you. I'm like, how did we get here? What are you talking about?
Okay. So back to confirming. Yes, dating a white man is like playing Russian roulette. Okay. But anyway, Dan, where can we see you? What are your next projects coming up?
Top Dan.
Okay. So I just had a Christmas movie come out this past holiday, and it is on Amazon Prime and like Tubi, and it is called Community Theater Christmas. And it's shot kind of in the style of The Office. So it's like mockumentary style. It's about this cute little community theater that has to put together a play and hopefully get a grant so that way they could continue their theater stuff. And there's some drama that happens. It's very cute. I play the kind of like a Jim character on it. So it's a lot of fun. And I've got this other one. The clip that we saw earlier in this episode is from a movie that's due out next year called The Choice, and just wrapped shooting that. And so we're very lucky that the director was able to throw that together and stuff for us to see. So that was an exclusive. You guys are the first ones to see that clip.
Yeah.
And, it stars.
I know we're out of time. What's a Jim character? I'm sorry. I thought you were finished talking. No, what's
The
that?
Office.
Jim from The Office.
It's
I
The Office.
wasn't not a office. Yeah.
He's just kind of the everyman main character that's got like a little silly side and a little bit of a serious side. He's the kind of like the hopeless romantic as well. Would you guys describe him as hopeless romantic? No,
I would also describe him
Steve
as a guy-
Carell's more hopeless. But yeah,
so-
Jim ends up with Pam. Spoiler alert. And
Jim.
but yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
I was thinking of the wrong guy. I was thinking
Yeah.
Steve Carell. I was like, he's the guy that fucks over other people because he feels pressured into doing it.
Did we want to do a
Which actor played Jim? Which actor played the Jim character on The Office?
That's John Krasinski.
Okay,
that buff dude from A Quiet
Okay,
Place.
I love him. I love John Krasinski. I like him, but I love him from How I Met Your Mother. That's what
Let's
I
do
like.
a 5 less than 10 minute thing for the thingy.
Well, we have to do 3.
Yeah, that's fine. It won't take that long. It won't take that long.
Oh yeah, follow me on Instagram there.
Yeah,
do it.
There we go.
You
Yeah.
guys see it?
Eam Dan Pena. Eam is his original first name. So so we do have to do this because we promised our first guest that you would also have the same treatment.
Yes.
Name, date, or size.
I have no idea what that question means.
Yeah, what are we talking about here?
You're about to do a caption
Mhm.
contest, and you're picking which ones come up: date, name, or size.
Okay, I'm gonna go with size.
You perverts!
Size
No,
queen.
size matters so much today. I
It's
gotta
not
tell you, making me feel uncomfortable. All right, everybody, you got a couple minutes. What does this make you say? Oh, don't share that yet. Why
Okay.
does it do that now and then? Thanks, StreamYard. You got to fix a bug.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Now it's not doing the thing that's going to kill our epileptic viewers. So I couldn't say it today.
What?
I have a friend that says he's better than any vibrator. You just gotta like flash lights in his face. So
Oh my god!
Oh, you nasty!
All right, let me know when you're ready.
The screen. Yeah, I'm ready in a half.
You ready? Okay, here we go.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
I'm gonna go
I
first.
call this. Yeah.
Oh, go. No.
You-
Top
no,
Dan.
you-
Top
Top
Dan.
Dan,
Go
top
first.
Dan.
You're the guest.
I would call this 2020 in a nutshell.
There you
No,
go.
like that's how we all felt. I got
I would-
nothing.
I would call this Jerry. You got to get that sticky out of your ass sometime.
Well, if you don't,
Mhm.
it grows.
Mhm.
It's always Jerry. If anyone knows my comedy,
Mhm.
it's always Jerry. There's so few of them anymore. Wait. Oh! Look at what Nick had a great one down there after the ha-has of the Ed. Borat had a bad day.
I like it.
Ouch.
That's a good one, Nick.
That's like a crossover of Borat and Final Destination.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like where you're going with that. I like it.
Um,
Stacy just does it. She's like, huh?
I'm
The
thinking of a
Armani Forest.
concept. Okay, maybe Sunday morning on Grinder.
Oh,
Okay.
because
Okay.
he's got the wood.
Yeah. All the way through them, though. Wow.
Mhm.
Oh,
Some
Lord.
hentai stuff for Grinder. I'm telling you.
Is this
it's
Earth
always-
Day?
it's-
Is that like an Earth Day photo? I mean, you know,
An Earth Day photo.
tree day.
It's an advertisement for oh shit, Ed's Big and Tall. I'm gonna say Ed because I can't remember the name of the guy that had it, but Eagleson's Big and Tall. Like, are you built like a tree? Here's a fucking suit for you. They said fucking in the ad because it's limit audience.
What's the next one?
Yeah, you're sick of this already. I see how it is.
Ooh.
Is that a diaper?
The Rock gets a dog.
Yeah, seriously.
The Rock.
Holy moly.
I don't know if The Rock is going to appreciate that. This is what happens when you challenge Ed Norton's manhood. Did I say Ed Norton? No, Jim Norton. Sorry, shit, I screwed up the joke. Jim Norton's manhood.
I like
He
Ed
got it.
Norton better.
Ed Norton. Yeah. This is like Jim Norton. Yeah, I got all buff and I still talk about going to Thailand. Shit.
I just don't know how he kept the sunglasses on the dog.
Well, that's photoshopped, obviously, just like those dogs' abs. I can't fucking believe that. Wait, what? No.
That's real.
When Boss Baby joins CrossFit?
Seriously, holy moly.
And he says people really do start to resemble their dogs. Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, Dan in high school when he had gym class.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I used to be one of those guys walking around like, "Yo, bro, how's it going?" Well, I didn't say bro, but like I said, what did we say at the time? I don't fucking know anymore.
Dan was pumping and shortening for a while.
Yeah, well, I was single for like a year, so that happens. Like, yeah, I gotta get to the gym, and then you get married. You're like, I don't need to get to the gym no more.
Yeah, dude's on roids for sure. I mean,
I don't really mean that, ladies, but that's what happened. So, all right, I guess there's no ideas for this. We got one more. One more. I can't say this is a success or a failure yet. I'm gonna have to watch the footage and see how it is.
Oh, so yeah, this is one we picked for you, Dinner. It's a cute one.
That is.
Because you got the cute punchline sometimes, so you gotta have that.
But I have a question. Are those like cigarettes next to
Yeah,
them?
no, that's a chain smoking Shiba
Right.
Inu.
What are you talking about? He's drinking wine. That
He's
bitch
a-
is classy.
No,
wino.
there's put out
Right,
cigarettes next to the beautiful glass of wine.
Right here
Uh,
is a little box of cocaine. Here's a lighter.
right. I love
Trump won the
Ed.
election.
Ed says, Trump won the election, right? Like I love that caption. That's a thank
And
Oh my god, wait, I think I have it. Bitches on rough days.
Yeah.
Ah.
or no, he's looking to the bartender like, there's not a fucking hair in this one, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say something like hair of the dog or something.
Mhm.
You know.
All I honestly is thanks for the wine. I quit smoking.
When the
But it
bartender calls you a good boy.
Yeah. Oh.
This is the dog saying, where I come from, I'm internet famous.
Oh my!
So this is the Doge. This is the same thing as that
Yeah, I
Doge
was
we were
gonna
talking
say
about with the Bitcoin. He's like, there's a fucking currency named after me. Give me a fucking free wine.
Yeah.
Because dogs have potty mouth. I have a potty mouth today. I don't know.
I think he's sitting there. He's like, that bitch left me.
I have a potty
Yeah, it was
mouth.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that bitch. That I stuck with her for about 2 minutes, but that was because of physiology.
Oh no.
That's
What's
a dog
wrong?
joke for dog owners.
I can totally see
Booze
this.
hound. We can go with booze hound. Well, I guess it's not a hound. No. What is that?
It looks
It's a Shiba Inu, and it's like looking at the bartender like, this shit kills me, right? I said
Can I
water.
pay with dog coin?
That's
Nah,
right.
Yeah. Yeah. I got nothing. Nothing but puns.
When they remove your balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Where's the dog tonight? Oh, he went to the bar. We cut off his balls.
Lonely and Bess.
Oh,
Senya. Yeah. I like it. Lonely
Got
and
me.
Bess.
You got a little bit of beer out of me there, man. Oh Jesus. Taking a drink, he makes me laugh. Oh Jesus, I'm over here.
What goes great with castration? Wine.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, yeah, he would be whining, wouldn't he? Mm.
Oh, that gave me an idea. It's like you have this ... and that's when they told me I no longer had my balls.
Oh, shit.
Telling his troubles at the bar.
You won't believe what happened to me today. They cut him off.
Just got out of the pound.
Doctor was real mean. Woke me up, showed him to me in a jar, and then smashed him with his foot. He's an asshole.
And then I ate him because I'm a dog.
He would do that. Well, it has been a great night. Awesome.
Yes.
We gotta end it on that great one because it's a good one to end this. A little bit of silence for a moment there. Anyway, so
Thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. I've had such a great time.
Yay. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you, Zenya. I messed it up at the end of the night. Zenya, if you're still backstage,
She is. She's still backstage. You can throw hot water at bottom dance
really late
face.
for her too. And thanks everybody. Thanks all our regulars. We got it again. Of course, Lauren. Lauren. Don't forget Lauren.
Yes, Annie.
And then, Stefan and Dana and wait, no, those are ours.
Nick
okay.
and
No, Nick and Ed
Ed.
and Sergio and and all the beautiful people, and of course the new people that have come in today, which I'm, plenty of comments, so I can't scroll through all of them. I can, but I can't.
Real quick, I just want to say, Thenya, I didn't get to speak with you on video, but I think that you're awesome and so funny. So,
can we bring her out before?
Yeah, I can bring her out.
Yeah.
There you go. We got you in there.
Yeah.
You want to turn?
What if she's just like reading a book or something?
Like, what if I'm gone to the restroom? She's like, now
watching a movie.
She's been commenting, and then now, like, she's like, no.
She's like
peeing.
I'm in the bathtub.
Nice.
I mean, I thought you were awesome. Do what?
No, I said your acoustics are perfect.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I came here. I was like, it'll make the sound better, but yeah. Oh my god, it was so great to listen to you, dude. I thought you were great, Dan.
You too. You were so awesome.
Thanks.
Buds.
Everybody was great. I was literally just bragging about you to people. I was like, this was so fun. There are real people out there who are just
real.
Wait. Yes, that's still true. That's still true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I thought I went back to being a wooden boy again.
Oh God, please. Yeah, no, you guys are amazing. I hope this like catapults, I don't know, everything for you guys, your dreams, hopes, whatever. Yeah, you guys were great. No, don't laugh at these things.
I've already catapulted my
I hope all your wishes come true.
It just sounded so Disney. Like, may all your dreams come true.
Listen, this was that moment in The Lion King where like all the,
all the land is yours.
That was that.
What about that over there, Dad? That's the titty bar. I'll take you there when you're 18.
Ooh, yes.
that
I think that's what that was.
Thank you guys so much for coming
Thank
and
you,
hanging out with us.
guys.
We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you to everybody who
Great
came and
time.
hang out with us again. We'll see you next week, Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. Where else are we, guys?
Periscope.
Periscope for now, temporarily. Twitch and Facebook. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Have a nice night.